All right, let's jump right in. The entire world of AI, it feels like it's shifting right under our feet, doesn't it? You know, the jump from models like GPT-4o to what's coming next, what we're all calling GPT-5, it's not just a small step up. We're talking about a move from just crafting prompts to actually architecting autonomous agents. And that means all the old playbooks, they're about to go right out the window. So it's pretty natural to ask this question. Is this next model just a smarter version of what we already have? And look, the short answer is a big, resounding no. The real change isn't just about more horsepower. It's about a whole new set of capabilities that are going to force us to think and to build in a totally different way. And this change, well, it's creating a real challenge. For all the builders out there, the folks who are actually in the trenches creating chatbots and AI tools, this huge leap forward is introducing a whole new layer of complexity and, let's be honest, a lot of confusion. And we're not talking about some abstract, far-off problems here. Builders are asking really practical questions right now. Like, how do you even write a prompt for an AI that can reason on a deeper level, not just spit back information? How in the world do you put up guardrails for an agent that can act on its own, use tools, and just keep going over time? The game has completely changed. So to really get a handle on where we're headed, we gotta first be crystal clear about where we've been. For this GPT-4o era, there's been a really solid, reliable playbook that's worked wonders for a lot of people. It's a framework called Bridge. And the idea behind Bridge is, at its heart, super simple. It's basically a checklist. It's a structured way to give a model like GPT-4o all the context and all the guidance it needs to give you a response that's accurate, that's conversational, and that's perfectly on brand. And here's how it works. It's pretty neat. You give it the background, you explain the relevance of what you're asking, you define the kind of interaction you're looking for, give it all the right details, offer guidance on the tone and style, and then you cap it off with a good example. You follow those steps, you get a high-quality result. It's simple and it's really effective. But what happens when the model's capabilities take a massive leap forward? Well, your framework has to make that leap too. And that's exactly why the old playbook needs a pretty serious upgrade for what's coming with GPT-5. It's because GPT-5 isn't just going to be better at the old game. It's playing an entirely new one. With new strengths like much deeper reasoning, the way we write prompts has to evolve. We can't just give it a list of instructions anymore. We have to actually guide its thought process. So you can see right here how the framework itself has to evolve. Bridge 2.0, it takes that solid foundation, but it adds these new layers specifically for these more powerful models. Now you can control how deeply the AI reasons about a problem. You can build in these moments for it to pause and check in with you, which is absolutely critical for complex tasks. And you can add better validation to steer its output and keep everything consistent. It's a whole new level of control. Okay, but now, this is where things get really transformative. We are moving beyond just crafting a single perfect prompt. We are now stepping into the world of AI agents, and trust me, they require a completely different approach. I mean, think about it this way. A prompt is a single instruction for a single task. But an agent, an AI that can perform a whole series of tasks over time, it doesn't just need an instruction, it needs a mission. It needs a blueprint that defines its entire purpose from start to finish. And this is where a new framework called Beacon comes into play. It's not a checklist for a one-off prompt. You should think of it more like an architectural plan for an entire autonomous agent. It's how you define its boundaries, its explicit goals, and the tools or abilities it's allowed to use to get the job done. So you still start with that background, but then the focus shifts immediately. You're defining explicit goals, not just suggestions, but clear, non-negotiable objectives. You're listing its abilities, the specific tools it can and cannot use. You set hard constraints, the absolute red lines it cannot cross. Then you define its output style and plan for its next steps. It's all about long-term direction and control. This slide really puts it all side by side, doesn't it? With Bridge, you're crafting an instruction for a one-off interaction. The goal is to get a single, great response. With Beacon, you're defining a whole mission for an ongoing workflow, using hard boundaries and explicit goals to stay in control. It's really the difference between giving a suggestion and writing a complete job description. So, okay, where does all this leave us? We're stepping into a brand new era of AI development. And, like any new frontier, it can feel pretty disorienting if you don't have the right tools to find your way. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this quote right here. As exciting as new, powerful models are, they just aren't enough on their own. To actually build useful, reliable, and safe things with them, we need better maps to navigate this new territory. And that is exactly what these frameworks, Bridge and Beacon, are. They are the practical, hands-on maps for builders. They provide the structure and the clarity needed to navigate this huge shift from simple prompts to complex, autonomous agents. They basically turn all that confusion into a clear path forward. Which really leaves us with one final, and I think, essential question. We know for a fact that technology is getting exponentially smarter. The real challenge, and frankly the real opportunity, is figuring out how we get smarter too, how our methods, our frameworks, and our own thinking will evolve right along with it.